If we do a crossover, we could do the Dusty Squad podcast. So we could do like a stylized picture of my guinea pig because he's Dustin. The Dusty
Oh,
Squad podcast. There we go.
dang, man. He's our mascot. He's officially our mascot now.
I could bring him
Dustin
on and
and the
hold him up
Duster
to the
Squad.
camera, and all he would do is this. He'd just be terrified. He'd shit in my hands. That's what he'd do.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. We're back. We got this is our first episode this season with only 3 of us, gentlemen. So we've done pretty well. Everybody getting
next week you're gonna not have me. So.
Except for Rick missed one, and then I guess Nick's gonna be missing next week.
Oh well, there we go.
So I guess I shouldn't have said anything. But we're missing Benny. We're missing Benny today. He's hanging out with his family. So we'll get some info from him next week on how the Canadians are doing. I think they're doing pretty good for, what people expected, which is nice. But we're not going to start there, boys. Where we're going to start is with this Mighty Ducks 30th anniversary. That's pretty cool.
The jerseys.
Yeah, with the jerseys, which I don't know if you can actually buy the actual jerseys. I would assume you can, but I know that they did a whole thing on like NHL, like the game. They did a whole thing there where you could like, I don't know if you could buy it or you could just like get it out of a pack, for like your dude in EASHL, and your guy could like wear it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would think that they're gonna sell them in real life. That kind of seems dumb to not.
It's also a collaboration with Disney too, right? That's what I was.
It must be.
What I was reading.
It's got to be because they own it.
Yeah, I wonder if go to the Disney store, see if they're selling Adidas.
No,
I don't know if it's like that. But
dude, the shoes. The shoes were nice.
Sweet.
Oh, you didn't see the shoes,
Nick? You gotta
look that up.
So, do you know the Adidas Ultra Boost shoes? Are you familiar with those? It's like the
Probably
classic
not.
Adidas.
Maybe.
So they have the one pair with the Ducks colors, the green, purple, yellow.
Oh,
And then
the Falcon or the Hawks ones are.
They look like Tampa Bay Lightning colors.
Yeah, they do.
Which is this is awesome.
Yeah, those are. I was talking to Danielle about it, and I was like, dude, I want everything in this picture, and because it was like a picture, and it was like the two, like it had the lady and the guy wearing them. I was like, I want everything in this picture, and I was like, too bad it probably is like $1,000 total, everything in that picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I did see like months ago at a sports store in the mall near us, they had like the classic Mighty Ducks jerseys, like from the first movie. Like
nice.
They weren't like Adidas, obviously, but I don't know if there was a brand, but they were pretty nice. I almost got one. They had a Conway one, Nick.
Oh, they had a Conway. That's cool.
But yeah, so 30th anniversary.
I'm a Jesse fan. Remember?
You're a what?
I'm a Jesse Hall fan.
Oh, you're Jesse Hall. Oh yeah, that's right. You are Jesse Hall. A Jesse Hall guy. Well, listen, boys, it's 30th anniversary, so if we ever get together again, that's what we got to do this year. 30 years. 30 years of the Mighty Ducks. Oh, what do we got? Oh, he's got his t-shirt. He's going to grab his t-shirt.
Oh, no way. live peek into the t-shirt.
Yeah, there it is.
Conway.
Why doesn't that say Hall?
Yeah. Evidently, Jesse's not quite a popular Mighty Duck.
No. Dude, why didn't Taylor Hall go there? Wouldn't that be cool if Taylor Hall went to Anaheim?
Yeah.
That'd be sick. All right, boys. You want to get into it? Who watched hockey this week?
I watched hockey this week.
I
Nice.
did not.
I watched a bit. I watched this.
Hockey was fun.
I watched the Senators Tampa game. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
So you watched the Senators lose again?
Yeah, but it was a lot closer than it should have been.
dude. Oh my god. Can I just say one thing? I saw the Matthew Joseph breakaway goal from that game, and every single comment, the NHL shared an Instagram clip of that, and every single comment was like, yo, when this guy was on Tampa, he went 0 for 1 billion on breakaways, and then he gets 1 with the Senators.
He really did. He really did.
So
I mean, that dude, because he's so fast. So, like, he would get, like, 5, 6, 7 breakaways, like, a year on the penalty kill. And I don't know if he ever scored one. And then this one he does. But yeah, that was cool to see. They actually did like a welcome back to Tampa, because I guess this is the first time he's playing in Tampa again.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So they did like a video tribute to him, which was cool, and he got like the standing out, and he goes and fucking scores on us. No, I was glad. That was cool.
Totally
to see.
fitting.
Yeah. But dude, that game, it was like 8-0 shots, and then Ottawa gets a shot, and it goes in.
And it goes in as a classic.
Dude, Vasi, that game was rough. He was real rough. Yeah, it was bad. But then they played, but they squeaked that one out. Was 4-3.
4-3.
4-3, and it was in regulation, unfortunately. And actually, it almost went to OT, because I don't know if you guys saw, but it was another terrible pass from a Tampa player, and they sent Brady Tkachuk on a breakaway with like 3 seconds left.
Oh my god!
Like, what are you guys doing? But then he missed, luckily. So, but yes, they got that one. Then the Bolts played Carolina, and they did not play very well. They gave up like 56 shots or something. Vasi made 52 saves. That was stupid. But they lost in regulation, I believe. No, they lost in the shootout. And my sister was at that game.
No.
Oh, your sister? Cool. She saw those jerseys in person. That was legendary. Those things on the ice, those reverse retros.
Oh, I gotta actually.
Who sent us the picture of Killorn?
Me?
Did you guys not see that? I thought somebody sent it.
Oh,
I saw a meme of Killorn like in the reverse retro jerseys, and he's like, "What the fuck am I wearing?"
I didn't see that. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually have a story about that. I watched a video. So the Tampa Bay Lightning social media, they put a video up on Facebook of a few of the players. I think it was like 7 or 8, like walking in and getting like the first impressions of the jersey.
Oh, nice.
And nobody fucking liked them.
Oh, no, come on.
I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Not even one person?
No. Well, there was one. Let me tell. I got to tell you this. So they're all walking in, and the sleeves have like, they're black, and they have the lightning on them.
The lightning bolts, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's walking in. They're like, is this fire? Is that flames? They're all like, is that flames? And then Point walks in, and there's a few guys, like Maroon is in there still. And he's like, Pointer, what do you think that is on the sleeves? And he's like, it's lightning. Like, it's the easiest thing. And he's like,
yellow.
He's like, it's lightning. It makes sense because we're the Lightning. Like, he's like everybody's an idiot except Point. And then Point's like, they're pretty wicked. My. So Braden Point likes him. So he's going to be my new favorite player when Stammer retires.
Dude, I thought he was anyway.
No, Danielle likes him because he's cute. Apparently.
Dude, you got to get a Point reverse retro. That'd be dope.
Man, if I had enough money, I would. But maybe we'll see if there's a Fanatics version.
I do have a question about Tampa's play, but before that, I will say I saw when they debuted those jerseys like as a uniform, right? You actually got to see them on the ice. First off, Vasi got custom Bauer pads that were supposed to be Bauer Vapor pads from like the early 2000s. So clean, so awesome.
Loves
the blue, like
Though they
blue
actually,
color?
yeah, they looked
yeah.
good. And actually, I heard on the broadcast, those pads got there that day. They arrived to
That's
Tampa that day. so
ridiculous.
he was wearing some real stiff pads, I think.
Yeah,
Man.
no time to break those in.
Nope.
Yeah.
What did you want to? Yeah, what did
but,
you want to ask about the play?
Yeah. So, sorry. I had one more thought about the jersey. Sorry, because I play roller hockey all the time. Those Tampa jerseys are very like roller hockey
They are,
vibes,
yeah.
and I like that. Like, it's fun. I think it's fun because roller hockey jerseys can be very fun. But I like how it was like that, but it was, it's like every roller hockey team's dream. Like, what if you got like Adidas to make your team roller hockey jerseys? They'd look awesome. So, but Tampa Bay. So I saw I saw bits and pieces of the Ottawa and Carolina games. Did they have any other games this past week or no?
They did not. They played no.
Okay.
It was just Ottawa and Carolina, and they played Buffalo in like 7 minutes apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, there we go. So the Carolina game specifically, we'll get to this in fantasy, but Aho had a very good night for me that night. He got a hat trick, but Tampa let up a lot of shots, and that's like kind of uncharacteristic of Tampa. So I have some questions about Tampa's defensive play because we know Tampa can score. What is that looking like?
Well,
this season,
I will say this though, they only gave up 15 to the Senators. So
they did, yeah. They still got Thor scored. They still had 3 goals against them. Fucking Vassy.
Oh man,
he wasn't even. Did you guys see? He wasn't even in the net for one of them. Did you see Steve Stangitz?
No.
Vassy had a dang it,
Vassy.
a real bad one. No, yeah, their defense. Well, for one thing, obviously they lost McDonough, they lost Ruda, so that's like a third of the decor gone from the team, and Hedman's hurt.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
So their defense is a little bit in shambles right now. So that probably led to it a little bit, but they just look not sharp right now. But they're finding ways to get points and get wins and whatever, so that's fine.
They just need to stay in contention. They'll be fine.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes. Okay, I didn't know Hedman was injured. Just because, like, I know the Sens are obviously up and coming, and Carolina is a pretty established. Like, Tampa's like, we could meet you guys in the playoffs, like they have been doing. So it's like kind of crazy. Like, you think that'd be more of a, even though it's early in the season, like a playoff type game, but to have 50 something shots in a playoff type game, oof. But it is only one game. I also didn't know that their decor was like.
Well, actually, Hedman, and then we've also got Bogosian will be back eventually. Like, he's not playing either. So we've got and
your decor is in shambles.
Yeah, and we don't have Cirelli either. Cirelli's also a late comer. So there's our defensive forward guy that we just have missing.
Yeah.
So we're not rocking our full.
Next holding down the fort with Sergachev, and that's about it.
Yep, those two old ass Ian Cole.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if he's that old, but yeah. And then like Hayden Fleury and like Philippe Myers.
From in the trade.
Yeah, we got some rejects back there. No, they're doing well. They're doing their thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how they play against Buffalo.
So that game. Did you guys see that game against Pittsburgh? I watched that game against Pittsburgh.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it, but my boss is a big Buffalo fan, and the first 2 periods he said weren't like spectacular, but in the third he said that they made Pittsburgh look friggin' old.
Yep.
They are, dude. They're older than dirt. That's probably the oldest team in the league.
Second oldest team in the league, I think.
Oh, second?
They're either the oldest or second oldest.
They gotta be, right?
Thank God Chara retired. The Islanders can get the fuck out of that conversation. Sorry, Chara.
Get him out. He's bringing our average age up.
They look good. Plus, they're not like, it's not like they have some stellar goalie that they've been rolling with either. I can't even remember that. Comrie
and old Craig.
Yeah.
It's an old tandem.
Yes.
Comrie
is 27.
Yeah,
he's 27.
Middle-aged.
But I mean, that is
like a hockey career.
Yeah. That's still, though, if you take the average, I believe that makes the average like 34 or something, because Craig Anderson is like 41. So that's pretty old tandem if you take the average. But yeah. And old Craig's been doing it, dude. He was 3-0 before last night. They lost. Buffalo lost to Carolina. But I mean, what's the shame in that?
Surprise, honestly. Right?
Dude, I told Danielle when I was watching the game, I think it's gonna be bad. I think Buffalo's gonna smoke them. Maybe not smoke them, but I think they're faster. Buffalo's faster than Tampa Bay. At this point,
they have a lot of injuries, so.
And Tampa's got a lot of injuries.
You basically 2/3 of your defense is hurt, so.
That is factual.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, when you said everything out loud, like, again, because I don't follow Tampa as closely as you, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't realize, like, McDonough, Ruda, Hedman being out, but you're fine. If you can squeak out wins right now, again, early in the season, you're fine.
That whole back end is like so different compared to the two that they won cups with.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll watch a little bit of the game tonight, will we, Danielle? She's not listening. All right, who wants to go next? Nick, obviously your boys. What did they do?
It's not gonna take me too long to go through.
Yeah.
Ottawa updates. So, in the last 4 games, they're 0 for 4. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to Florida. We knew these last week. They lost to Tampa on Tuesday. They lost to Vegas.
Tough schedule, dude.
On Thursday.
I got
outshot them by 14 shots and still lost. We talked about Norris being out last week, and I didn't really think a lot of it. Just looking at things now, it's like you can see, and looking at who's contributing and who's actually like taking effect. That first line isn't really doing a lot right now. The Tkachuk Batherson line, because they lost their center.
Yeah.
So they've been rotating centers in and out of that line to see who's going to mesh. They moved Pinto in it on Thursday with Vegas. They had Brassard in it, I think, the night they played Tampa. The second line's good. The Stützle Giroux line. DeBrincat's not been.
No, he's done shit.
Not good this year, but
yeah.
I think the noteworthy thing with Ottawa, thankfully now, so I'll turn the somber moments into some excitement, is that Talbot's back. They started Forsberg in the Vegas game. Forsberg, I think, went 14 for 19, so he gave up the 4 goals. They lost 4 or 5 in that game. He gave up all 4, and then they put Talbot in, and he went either 9 for 9 or 12 for 12. No, 13 for 13. So they got that 5th goal on an empty net. So not his fault. But.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he played relatively good against them, which is good. So I would assume they're going to pull him, make him the starter for the Philly game that they play and are playing currently. What's with the facial reactions? Is something going on with my audio?
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little wonky. It's
Oh wait.
I think it's internet based.
Oh, I can hear you clearly now.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, you're like, it's like it gets a little robot-y here and there. That's okay.
But
I'm just gonna.
So Talbot's back.
All right.
Which is good.
There we go.
Wait, and Nick, I have a question. Forsberg has been, I guess, the starter over that stretch of losses. Like every night, he's pretty much in, or did they?
He lost the Vegas game. I would assume he played the Tampa game. He played the Tampa game.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll check these other 2. He played the Florida game, and
Talbot jumped in the other night.
So he lost all 4 of those games. Yeah, Talbot jumped in the Vegas game.
Yeah, I saw because I had him on my IR, and then he got a bunch of points. But I was like, I wasn't gonna take him off. I wasn't gonna take him off the IR anyway. So
yeah.
Dang. Ottawa, I mean, dude, when you listed those games, like that also isn't the easiest schedule. That's a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, they got an easier stretch coming up right now. They play Vancouver next week, the Devils. So they play the Flyers tonight, Vancouver next week, the Devils that week. They play the Flyers again next Saturday. They play your Islanders on the 14th, and then they play Buffalo. So it's not easy by no means, but they did have a tough stretch. Florida, Tampa, Vegas. That's not easy.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's
hard hockey.
Kind of gets back to what we were saying at the beginning of the year. There's no like easy games in the Atlantic Division. Like even Montreal, even Montreal is gonna make you work for it, I think.
Well, the Flyers have been unexpectedly good this year too. So.
And the Devils, if you've been paying attention to them. I have not until I checked recently, and I'm like, okay, sure.
It's early still.
It is early still, but
who's having a good game, a good season is the Stars.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Brian wanted me to plug this, so give me a second. He hasn't had a hat-trick tonight. He has what the fuck does that? I don't know what that means, Brian. 6 goals for the last 3 games.
Jamie Benn
some stat, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Jamie Benn got a hat trick today, I think.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Really?
I don't know what that means.
Well, I think Otter got hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt for last week, I think.
Against the Rangers, when Dallas lost to the Rangers, yeah. Otter got hurt.
And he's hurt, but he's not IR hurt, so he's whatever. Yeah. So I can't put him on my IR and pick somebody else up. It's lame. Okay, well what about the Isles, Rick? Because the
New York Islanders
have not been paying attention to them at all.
Let me tell you something. The New York Islanders, they did lose today to Detroit 3-0. But guys, that snapped a 5-game win streak for the New York Islanders. A 5-game win streak. This is like the polar opposite start this season compared to last season.
Yeah.
Which not polar opposite, but it's opposite in a good way. So I'm very excited by that. So I think last week they just beat Carolina. I think when we were talking on the podcast, that's what just happened. I'm pretty sure. So they beat Carolina. This was the end of that tough stretch of games for the Isles that ended with Colorado. And I remember coming home that night against Colorado. They were losing that game 3-0. And they came back and won that game 5-4.
Dang.
Just like a roaring comeback. And again, they scored 5 goals. Like, to come back and win a game. Last season, that was unwinnable. If a team scored more than 3 goals, like 3 or more than the Isles, there's no way they're scoring more than that. And everyone was contributing. Noah Dobson had a bunch of assists. Nelson had 2 goals, I think. Scott Mayfield had a goal. Like, it was everyone. This is back to what I saw in that game was, and everyone would say this, when the Islanders were in the playoffs, they were a very score-by-committee team. Because they don't really have like that they don't have a Kucherov. Like, again, I know Barzal's a good player, but they don't have a Stamkos, like Kucherov.
They don't have a pure goal scorer guy.
Yeah, a Pasternak. They don't have guys like that. So everyone needs to chip in. And it's just so great seeing the offense like finally connect. Like, you guys can do it. It's just a matter of doing it consistently.
Yeah.
So after that Colorado game, they were rewarded with a bit of an easier week this week with Chicago and St. Louis. Chicago's been surprisingly okay, and St. Louis is still a good team. They've just had kind of a shit start for whatever reason. Like, on paper, I still think St. Louis is a pretty decent team.
Yeah.
But the Islanders beat the Blackhawks 3-1, and they beat St. Louis 5-2, both on the road.
All right.
Which was great. And they lost to Detroit today, so that was a third road game. So this is a little bit of a stretch away from home for the Islanders. But, I mean, hey, on the road right now, before they come home, they went 2-1. I'll take it. It'd be nice to get points against Detroit, but again, the Atlantic is a little bit more tough, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, yes. Questions.
I was gonna say, I always bring it back to this guy because I have him in fantasy, but Dobson is doing things.
Dude,
he's doing things.
He is having an unbelievable season. I don't know. Again, I'm not I should be more of a stats guy, but I don't know if he leads the Islanders in assists or he is.
Or he's close.
He's close. Okay, yep. He's fourth with 5 assists, which is very good so far. And he has 3 goals as a defenseman.
It's not
bad. Love to see it. He actually had a great play. I know this is a specific play, but against St. Louis. So the Islanders had a 5-on-3, and Barzal cuts in and he tries to make the steam pass, and Ryan O'Reilly, great defensive player, obviously, intercepts it, right? And right as he intercepts it, a St. Louis player is coming out of the box. And you're just like, oh, here we go, stretch pass. Dobson, O'Reilly, shoots the puck, but doesn't really elevate it. Dobson skates into the pass, stops it, passes it down to Lee, who passes it across to Nelson, scores 5-hole. Dobson single-handedly turned.
Nice.
It's just the worst, but you're just like, oh, no, this is bringing back memories of last year's season where nothing goes right. Nope. Yeah. Dobson just kept his school. It was just such a veteran defensive play from a young kid, which was awesome to see.
Nice.
Awesome to see. Which is great. Yeah. So all those people, the Devon Taves trade, I still know that wasn't the best trade, but at least when the Islanders were like, yeah, but we got this kid Dobson, that's why we did it. Okay. At least it's
There's
a little
silver lining.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit.
And in terms of goaltending, Sorokin's been the goalie for most of these games. I'm pretty sure, actually, now that I think about it, Varlamov might have been in against. No, Varlamov was not in any of those games.
So Sorokin's the 1A, is he?
Yes, except Varlamov was in against Colorado, so he did get that win. But yeah, Sorokin is the 1A. So he won all of those games.
That kind of makes sense. He's the younger guy, right? He's the younger one.
Yes. Yeah. But it's been great. This week's been pretty freaking solid, honestly.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
They're third in the Metro, Eric.
Yes.
Right where I put him, baby.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah. Don't look at the Atlantic though, because I was not right there.
Dude, no one's going to be right until the last day of games.
That's true. That's factual.
This season.
That's true.
We all predict that the Golden Knights weren't going to have a good season, and they're fucking 10-2 right
now. Yes, I did. I did indeed have them out of the playoffs.
No.
Listen, all right. I didn't know Logan Thompson was going to be as good as he was, or as good as he is right now. Yeah. All right, I wanted to talk about this real quick because I know that we're all impressed with Boston because we didn't think they were going to do anything like this. You know, they're old, whatever. So I looked because they smell like shit, bear shit. No, but I looked because I was thinking in my head, I was like, they really just came out and went what are they, 10-1 right now?
Something ridiculous, yeah.
And so I was like, who did they play? So I looked.
Okay.
10-1.
Their schedule is a bit easier than most of the other ones I've seen. I was like, okay. Here, I'll list it out for you.
Read it off. Read it off here.
They played the Capitals for game 1. So, I mean, normally they're good, but they suck. They sucked at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
They've been bad.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Okay.
Florida, there's a good team. They beat. They lost to Ottawa. The Ducks. They're one loss. They beat the Ducks, but they beat them in a shootout, 2-1.
Oh, man.
They beat Minnesota, but they beat them in OT, 4-3. They beat Dallas 3-1, so there's a good team that they beat.
Okay.
They beat Detroit 5-1. Detroit's better, but they're still not a good team. They beat Columbus, who's been awful.
Yeah.
They beat
my bold pick on Columbus isn't paying off.
Yeah, no. They beat Pittsburgh 6-5 OT. They beat the Rangers, so there's another good team, but they've kind of cooled down after their first couple games. And that brings us to tonight when they play Toronto. So I feel like they've won a lot of games, but they've won a lot of close games, and they've beat a lot of iffy teams. So you can only beat the teams in front of you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this will carry on.
They're gonna lose tonight too, is my prediction.
I hope they do. I do not like the Bruins. All right, they piss me off.
Basically,
I picked up Samsonov in fantasy because
okay.
I don't know what's happening with Forsberg now that they're running a tandem.
Yeah.
So I picked him up and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start Samsonov because I think Toronto's gonna win, and I think that Boston, because I have Ullmark too, so I benched Ullmark.
Oh, that's dangerous, man. You could have put both of them in, and then you're guaranteed to win.
Markstrom's playing the Devils tonight, so
okay. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to point out. Still impressive that they're off to the start that they're off to, but they've definitely had an easier schedule than some.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. What do you think about that?
I think that you do bring up some good points. I think it'd be interesting, like, for the Bruins, if this is the last dance, the real question is, all right, the Bruins went into the season expecting to make the playoffs, right? Like that, as the Bruins always do, that's their goal, right? So the question is, can you see this team, again, very early, going deep in the playoffs with the way they're built now on that schedule? I don't know. I want to see them play like Carolina. Or
get through the next 10 games and let's see your record, and then we'll talk again.
Yeah, let's see what the record is at 20.
Through 20 games, right? At that point, if you're a freaking 19-3 at that point, then you're like, holy shit. Because even if they're still beating the poor teams, like, you're still winning those games, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, though, I will say, like, all the weird NHL thing is teams are like the same team, and then they get a new coach, and then, like, for some reason it just clicks. So it would be interesting. Like, we talked about this. Dallas got to the finals. Rick Bowness stepped in for Jim Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
That was that season.
He was hired halfway through, I think, yeah.
So, it was halfway through the season? Oh, okay.
I thought it was partway through the season.
Okay, you're probably right.
Yeah, but remember they made it to the finals in the COVID year.
Oh, as well. Yes.
So Bonus took over, and then it was like 9 months later in like August or whatever that they actually like did the playoffs and whatever.
Okay. So Jim Montgomery, I mean, I guess has shown us he can coach a team ready for the playoffs, stuff like that. But we'll see. And Charlie McAvoy's still out, I believe, and that's a huge piece for the Bruins. So if they're playing as well as they are without him, good for them.
True that.
They're just gonna be annoying as usual, annoyingly good.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Bruins roster is really back to what it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. It was the season the last season they had Krejci.
The season they picked up Hall, and then Hall and Krejci were on a line, and they were awesome.
The only difference is they don't have. I think they traded for Ullmark that season, and he wasn't good.
I don't know. They did not.
Still playing?
They did not. Rask was still playing because Ullmark went in free agency. Ullmark went to Boston in free agency. No, because they traded for Hall that year.
Okay. So there's your difference. And Rask wasn't particularly awesome the last couple seasons.
Not towards the end.
Dude, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, because Ullmark's been amazing this season. Like, it's the combination of the Bruins scoring when they need to score this year, but their goalies have both been solid, with Ullmark being the guy.
Yeah, they have.
They just put Swayman on IR, though, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, just hope they don't have too many back-to-backs.
No.
Actually, for everybody's sake here, you want them to have a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, actually. That's factual.
That is very true.
Except for Eric. I know you don't have any vested interest in the Atlantic, but.
I mean, seeing the Bruins lose is my invested interest. No.
All right. You boys want to take a break, and then afterwards, we've got a bit of fantasy, and a bit of a World Series update, which we'll get to. But I think there's intensity happening.
There's an end in sight.
There is an end in sight, exactly. Yeah, we'll see after the break. We only did one this week because we sucked and it took us forever. So we'll see you after that. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. But we're back once again to bring you a little hurdle. Obviously, Benny's not here today, so we'll see. He is, as Nick stated before we got this going, the encyclopedia of hockey, of hockey names. So there we go. Oh boy! Like, see, whenever you get, sometimes you get some like this, and the hair is so like distinct. You're like, I feel like I know who this is, but
it's funny. Right as you were saying that, in my brain, I was just going, I think I know who that is. So you just read my thoughts.
It's the hair, but like at the same time.
Oh dang,
dude! I want to say like, it's not though.
Timo Meyer. Whatever.
Meyer.
Oh, hey, not bad.
Nick, that is a great first. The amount of first guesses where it's just nothing.
So it's a young guy.
It's a younger Pacific Division. Is that? No, he's a center. Right winger.
Not Pedersen, is it?
He's a center left wing. But
yeah,
I'm gonna try him to see if it's somebody up there. It is not. Oh, and it's 24. So 24-year-old, not Swedish. Let's think of some Canadians.
Wow. So he's got to be Canadian.
Yeah, I would assume. It could be a Finn, but like the odds of that are pretty low.
Dang it.
Lower than 19, and it's not like close, so it's like 15 and less, I would say. Pacific. Eichel's 9. He's American.
Yeah, but Eichel has that fro.
He's American too, and he's a center. And he's 25. All right, let's guess an Oiler. No, it can't be an Oiler.
No, I feel like it's someone on the Kraken, but I don't know who, because they have a lot of young players.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Who do you want me to guess?
Or the King? Maybe it's someone on the King.
Could be King. Is that Fiala?
It's Kevin Fiala. It's Kevin Fiala.
Is that Fiala?
It looks so familiar. It is Kevin. It's not Kevin Fiala.
He's Czech.
He cut his hair too. That's why I was so sure about it. Because I'm like, oh my god, that has to be him. Wow,
it's not a King.
Dang.
It doesn't look like Chandler Stevenson because he's got short hair.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like. Oh, the other person I'm thinking of. I don't know who this is.
I'm gonna guess a Kraken. Who are their right wingers? I don't even know.
Is Geeky one of their right wingers?
Geeky. Oh shoot, Morgan Geeky. Is he a winger? He's a center. It's not them.
Oh, there we go.
It is 24 though.
24.
Not Canadian.
Wow.
Not Canadian.
Oh.
So it's a Finn then? Or German?
Is it?
It's not Leon. Well, I'm gonna guess him though. Okay, it's Edmonton.
That's an Oiler.
Oh, good guess. Wow.
Also, is he Dutch? I thought he was German.
I guess Deutschland. Is that what
they're
Deutschland
on the Oilers?
Yeah, it's a Oilers right winger, 24 years old.
Not Hyman, is it?
No, he's Canadian, and he's older, I think. It's not Kane. He's Canadian.
Is it
Vander Kane?
Is it Puljujarvi?
He's older.
Is it who?
Puljujarvi?
Is it Puljujarvi? Oh, I think it is. Pul. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Let's go. Wow.
You know, I was thinking that too. I couldn't remember his name. I was thinking like, is it the guy from the Oilers that they don't want? Like that's
yes.
all I hear. But I couldn't think of his name. But nice. All right, that's gonna be a 1 because that one took us a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the show. Welcome back. We're back. It took us a bit. It took us a bit to get that guy. Who was it again?
Jesse Pugliarvi.
Yep. The guy that Edmonton does not want. Maybe.
Allegedly.
But yeah, so we're back and we're here to talk about some fantasy hockey. And listen, boys, I have a story to tell. And it's a story of karma. Now listen. I had on my team, he was a bastard, Tage Thompson. I drafted him, if you'll remember.
Yes.
And he got a total throughout the first 2 weeks of the season, a total of 40 points. He was doing nothing.
Nothing.
So I was like, you know what? It's time. I gave him enough time. I dropped him. Cody picks him up. And then that game happens. I forget who they were playing.
The 6-point
The
night.
6-point game. It was on Halloween.
Hat-trick.
He had a hat trick and 3 assists. Got 40 points in one night. He had 40 points for me the entire time I had him. And in one night, he gets that.
Oh,
And I saw it, and I was like, are you kidding me? But then, you know what? You know what happens. The fantasy gods take away, and then they giveth. And they... and a few nights later, they gaveth me 147 points in one night.
Wow.
Honestly, I think that's the highest scoring night we've ever seen.
I think I've seen 156
And if
a
you would have
previous
at least
year.
just gotten some effort out of Huberdeau and DeBrincat that night.
That's the thing.
you
I
would
didn't
have-
even...
Or Fleury. If Fleury didn't shit the bed on you.
Yeah, there was a bunch of players that didn't really do much at all. But yeah, no, I had that was a good night. I easily could have been if Fleury had gotten the win, and Huberdeau could do something, please. I could have been 160 points. But yeah, so that jumped me up into second. But I have since fallen to third. But I'm 100 points back from the leader, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah. That top three, I think, you top three, you guys are just going to rotate back and forth for a little bit, I bet.
Yep.
Probably for a little, although, well, Benny's pretty high up now. Me and Danielle are basically tied. Yeah, we'll see.
Mike, your boys scored against Buffalo already.
I saw that. It was Nick Paul.
Hey.
Go
Nick Paul.
Classic Nick Paul.
Yep.
Classic Nick Paul. Get into the dirty areas.
So yeah, actually, speaking of that, does anyone want Huberdeau? I'd be willing to make a trade.
I'll trade you a hurt Bowen Byram. I'm kidding.
Oh, that's a bad choice. Wait, is he on the IR?
No. That's the thing. He's not. He's just he skated this morning, but they scratched him. He was dealing with something. Also, I wouldn't give away Bowen Byram. Love that dude.
But yeah, so here, you know what? Let me take you back in my 147 point night. Is this it? Yep. So my big earners were Vasi. That was the game that he lost but made 52 saves. So just straight up 52 saves worth of points.
That's insane.
Yep. He had 25, but my big guy was finally Elias Pettersson waking up.
Yeah, finally.
Gets me 1 goal, 4 assists, 2 power play points. Had 36. Bless you. Had 36 fantasy points.
36?
Yep.
Dude, that's basically there we go. Yeah, Tage Thompson.
That's almost what Tage Thompson did. Yep.
Yeah, even now.
But yeah, and then I got Sergachev got me 10 points. Dobson got me 12. Yossi got me 12. Just everybody got me a little bit,
points.
And it just kind of added up. So yeah.
Nice.
Friggin' right. And now we got another full night. Hopefully, I'm gonna have another big night. I've only got 15 right now. Cam Talbot
30 plus right now off of the one game, the Edmonton-Dallas game.
You've got 30 on one game?
Yeah, because Robertson had 25, and I never can bench Draisaitl for anybody, and he had 12. So I think I'm going to leave some points on the bench tonight. So now we're jumping into my team, I suppose.
Do it.
I'm going to leave some points on the bench tonight. for sure because I've got Tavares, Malkin, and Jester Bratt on my bench.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
there's probably going to be some points there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like I mentioned earlier, I have Allmark on my bench because I'm hedging my bet on Samsonov, and it's hard to bench Markstrom too because I've rode the Markstrom train for 3 seasons now. So, but I crawled my way out of the basement of fantasy.
Yes, he did. He did actually crawl his way. What are you're like 190 back now?
Yeah, I'm 4th with 195 back.
Nice.
Cody's right on my heels though.
So we have like there's like 5 in the mix, we'll say.
It's very competitive.
Right. I'd say once you get past Eric's there too because he's 2. So Cody's 209 back. Eric's 250. Your dad's 280, and your mom. Yeah, I think your mom's fallen out of it.
Yeah.
It's early, obviously, to say that, but she's almost 400 back. So I'd say honestly, anywhere between 1 and 7. Like your dad's only 280.
That's not that much. Like
it's not that much.
We still have plenty of the year. Obviously, we're only 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the moves. I want to see who the moves. Cody is by far.
It's going to be Cody. It's going to be Cody.
Moves winner right now.
I don't understand. Guys. He needs a new toy like every other day.
Yeah, he just dumped a bunch of guys off his roster tonight. Which, in his defense, if he's doing it, I don't know if he's doing it the way I think he's doing it. He might be just doing it because he's sick of guys on his team that aren't producing. I don't know. But if he's doing the I'm rotating guys in who are playing every single night move, then he's gonna
run out eventually.
Back up.
You would think. Oh, you don't. Oh man, that's tough.
We don't have a transaction limit. So.
No, but I was wondering like if he comes back around and he wants to pick up somebody that's playing again, but like they're on the waiver.
They're on waivers, so he's not gonna be able to grab it. Yeah.
That's an interesting thought.
It's a tactic, but it's not something I don't think he's doing that.
Yeah,
that's what I do at the end of the season.
Yeah, it makes sense at the end of the season. You just do it. Yeah. Well, actually, I need to send out a message to everybody because next year we're gonna do keepers. So, and whoever you want to keep needs to be on your team at the end of the season. Otherwise, you can't keep them. So, if you decide to do the drop people and pick people up, don't drop the people that you want to have next season because you will not be able to get them.
Oh,
interesting.
So there's my message. Now I'll send a real one. But yeah, what about you, Eric? You're a little far back, but
I wanted a good transition here. Cody's the king of roster moves. Then you got me. I made 1 move.
Dang.
That's literally it. I think I added Lehkonen after the first game of the season when I saw him on the Avalanche power play, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this would be useful. Maybe I should get the guy who's between McKinnon and Rantanen on the power play.
That's
probably
a
pretty good bet. But I like we talked about last week. I don't think my team's like that team that consistently, when everyone's playing, hopefully will get like 80-ish points if everyone does like okay. And so I'm just hoping for consistency here, and that was kind of the issue last week. But I had on Thursday, I had an 82-point night because everyone was contributing, which was super awesome. I left only 5 points on the bench from Matt Barzell.
Nice.
And on Friday, when Aho got his hat trick, he gave me 28 points, and I only had him, Lehkonen, Werenski, and Byram playing. Those are the only people I had playing, and I got a 44-point night out of only 4 players. So not terrible. So I've slowly started to make some headway. Honestly, I don't think my team's like that terrible. So I kind of just want to see let them keep going.
Ride it out.
Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm gonna try and trade with you.
Oh,
because it's me. Listen, I've got to
try and trade with me.
I looked at your team and you had nothing that I wanted. I don't know why.
What do you want? What do you want from me? GM Campbell.
You know what?
I'm gonna look at your roster right now and see if there's anything I want.
You can have. You know what? The things that you want, you can't have.
I want Mo Cider.
Nope.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna be.
That's actually my quick look at your roster. That's the only player I want.
I would take Jack Hughes.
I'm not giving him up too. The Devils
Jack
are playing
Hughes,
very
Kaprizov.
Oh, you know what annoyed me the other night? Freaking Seattle plays Minnesota. Seattle beats them 4-0. I'm like, Kaprizov, you can't get me a point against Seattle?
Yeah,
no offense, Seattle.
And Fleury got railed.
Jeez, yeah. Like, bruh.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
That was DUM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll throw some trades people's way.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't. But
I'm literally just trying to dump Uberdo and not just give him away for nothing.
Try your mom.
No, my mom doesn't even know how to work stuff.
You know what? I will say this last amazing thing I noticed with my fantasy team. I never would have thought I'd be in a fantasy hockey league, and Mike's parents would be the two teams right behind me. I'm just like, oh, I'm playing fantasy hockey, but my friends' parents are trying to catch up to me. I got to do something here. Love that.
It's weird too, because like the last few years that we've done this, my mom's been like top 4 every year, making zero moves, just using the team that she drafted.
Dude,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, call me your mom then. Call me your mom then, because that's what I'm trying to do this season.
I'm not gonna call you my mom.
No, yeah, you don't do that. Song, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that as an insult.
I'll call you Nick's mom.
That was rude.
All right. Here I'll give Benny a shout out. He's up top. He's 99 points ahead of second place, which is Danielle.
I will say this though. Danielle was in first last week, wasn't she?
She was. Yeah, she's fallen back a bit, but she's still in contact, and that's the important part. She's had a bunch of people get hurt. Like, who got hurt on your team?
Well, I dropped Guntzel.
She dropped Guntzel.
Guntzel. Yeah, Pittsburgh's been kind of shit this week.
Yeah, well, Gensel got hurt. Nachushkin's hurt, and Nashushkin, and who?
Nashushkin.
Oh, and Hedman's hurt, but I guess he's back.
Yeah, Val had a really hot start to the season. So
yeah, he did.
That kind of hurts Colorado for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a competitive fantasy season this year, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this, gentlemen. The Major League Baseball World Series is tonight.
What's happening?
It is happening at 8:03 tonight. Is Game 6. Houston leads.
Wait, 8:03?
8:03. Yeah, I don't know why.
Is that the actual
that.
Start time?
That's what it says. Yeah.
I doubt it.
It won't actually start.
Like 8:30.
It won't start then, but it's odd that they put 8:03 p.m. and not just 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah. Houston leads 3-2. It was kind of funny actually, because remember last week Ben was like Phillies in 4, and then he's like, we'll know by the time this is up if I was wrong or not, and he was not wrong. The Phillies came. I think they came back and won that one.
6-5, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So that was pretty cool. But all seems to be going back to normal, and Houston is up 3-2, and they pitched a no-hitter in game.
Yeah, it was a combined no-hitter.
Yeah. Because they don't, and especially in the playoffs, they're not gonna stretch out their starter because what if you need him in Game 7 or something. But yeah, you don't see a lot of.
I will say this for the Phillies: Schwarber stole that base. Free taco.
Yeah, everybody go to Taco Bell. You don't see that a lot in baseball anymore. Is like single pitcher no hitters, because they're so by the books. They like take them out. because I don't want to wear them out. But
yeah, not as much if they're going for perfect games. You do, but no-nos. It kind of depends on like where you're at in the game too. Like where you're at in the season. If you're towards the end of the season, you might take them out.
If you're in the hunt,
yeah. You don't want to burn them out too far.
Well, what do you guys think? Does it end tonight or does it end tomorrow? Because tomorrow's
tomorrow. Game 7.
It's going to Game 7. If it goes to
Game 7, I think. Did I say Game 7 last week?
I believe you did. I
also say tomorrow.
Nick's, I believe Ben said Phillies in 4. I said Houston in 5, so we were both wrong. Nick said Phillies in 6, I believe, and you, Eric, said Phillies in 7. So, so the only one here that can be right is you, Eric.
For the baseball gods, not for me. Please make Houston lose, please.
Honestly, yeah.
Please.
If it goes to Game 7, I'm totally watching that shizzle tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Yeah. Unless Danielle's parents are using their Fubo, at which point I will not. But yeah, that'll be cool to see. That was only the second no-hitter in World Series history, right? Like in the World Series.
I don't know.
I saw that.
I thought I also saw that as well.
Yeah, the last one was like a bazillion years ago. But yeah, either of you guys got anything else? What do you guys got going on this week?
Oh you know what? You know what, Nick? You go first.
I'm going to a Cole Swindell concert on Friday.
Hey, nice.
Oh, where?
Old Cole.
At Turning Stone Casino in Verona.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. I like Cole Swindell.
Is there gonna be any openers as well?
Yeah. This girl named Ashley Cook. I've seen. It's funny. I've actually followed her on TikTok.
Nice.
Probably 2 years.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yo, yeah, you're seeing her. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Then the parents are coming down to visit the BB. Because we have Friday off. Because Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah. I don't get that.
I don't get it either. I conveniently have my Friday off.
This week. Nice. Well, that's cool.
Nice.
What about you, Rick?
Dude. I have roller hockey coming up this week, but also this past week I actually got an assist on a goal, and I don't really do much offensively.
Hey.
I was just gonna say, how are Marky Mark and the Funky Crew doing?
Marky Mark and the Funky Pucks. Yeah,
Dang,
what
man.
a mouthful.
You got to rename that to the Funky Crew,
dude. They there's when you walk in, there's like a little digital board that tells you what rink you're on. And they used to, like, some nights you could tell. Some nights they write Marky Mark and the Funky Pucks. Other nights they just go Marky Mark. The person's probably like, I'm not fucking typing this.
That whole thing, yeah.
Get out of here. So, we're doing pretty well. I think we're 4-5-2.
Hey, that's
You're in that higher division, right?
Yeah.
They're playing the tough teams now.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. But, there was, I'll tell you guys, Nick, you would have loved this last week. So, you guys, I'm trying to think who met. Ben met my friend Ronnie, and who else met my friend Ronnie?
I met him when he was in Plattsburgh. I met him in Plattsburgh.
Yeah, you met. Okay, yeah. So Nick, you're the only one who hasn't met Ron.
Yeah.
So Ronnie is known for like he plays really hard, and he'll just unintentionally just piss people off. And there's this team we played last Tuesday, where they're all in their 30s, but there's this short kid who's like jacked out of his mind. Definitely uses roids because he has a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old would.
Roid rage.
Yeah, roid rage, exactly. But this guy, all he does is it's roller hockey. And he just stands in front of the net and tries to like screen the goalie really aggressively, kind of like it's ice hockey. And it's like sure, but also it's 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. You he'd settle down a little bit maybe.
Yeah,
And so Ronnie's a forward, right? But we were short guys, so we're like, oh, play defense. And Ronnie's like, he plays defense like he does when he's watching like NHL players do it, right? Like the best way, it's like, okay, new position, let me just like use what I've seen. So he tries to box the kid out.
And shit.
No, not even cross-checking, just boxing him out. Like,
okay.
Totally clean. And this kid just starts cross-checking him, and then they both start going at it. And before you know it, this kid's like throwing punches at him, and Ronnie like flips him onto his back. I'm like, oh, and our bench is going nuts. We're like, yeah,
get him, Ronnie.
But we were like, for sure, we were like, oh, well, so the policy at Skate Safe is the place I play.
Yeah.
If you get into a fight, you get suspended for life. Like, they don't tolerate that.
Oh, wow.
But we're like, all right, first, so we learned very quickly, no, everyone knows everyone at Skate Safe. So that's usually not what happens. But you do get a suspension for a couple of games. But Ronnie wasn't the one who started anything. Like he was trying to defend himself. He saw the whole thing happen, and so
the other guy got suspended.
The other guy, the other guy got a 4-minute, I guess like a major, you'd call it, and then Ronnie got 2 minutes. But neither of them were going to be suspended. Maybe the other kid, I don't know. Ronnie wasn't going to get suspended, but we scored. We ended up beating this team like 6-2. It was great. And we scored 1 or 2 goals in that power play. And then Ronnie came out of the box and he kept playing. And that short kid did not say a single thing the rest of the game. He just shut his mouth. It was great. It was great.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, Nick. Oh my God, Nick! This was like Nick's dream though. The chirps, dude. Some of the chirps guys were saying from our bench. This guy was skating off, and this kid Devin on our team was like, "Hey, buddy, you gotta be this tall to ride all the rides." Like,
oh, that's
get the fuck out of here! I'm like, oh my God. It was great. But yeah, fun time. So Marky Mark is having a good time. And then after the game, sorry,
you guys didn't fight in the parking lot after?
No. See, that's the best part. That all these teams after the game, like we're always just like chatting, like, oh hey, like what's it like? No one cares. That's as it should be. Like it's like, yeah. Like if anything, they seemed more embarrassed. Like a few of their guys were talking to our guys. It's like like we got to deal with this dude again. Like you have that player on your team. I guess he's like part of your friend group, but it's like.
Yeah,
they're just embarrassed. Like, why do we have to deal with
motherfuckers doing this shit again?
Yeah. It's like
me in our friend group.
No, you don't do anything.
No, yeah. But yeah, that was funny. It was funny.
I'm sure Mike has stories from players like that when he played hockey.
Yeah, there's some players. They're just hotheads. Like you think I'm a hothead? Nah. There's real hotheads out there that like. Yeah. That like somebody will like do like one little thing, like they'll hit them, like somebody will hit them like with a clean hit, and that'll piss them off for like the rest of the game. It's like, dude, it's part of the game. Like
it's like calm down. Yeah.
If somebody takes a run at you and like cheap shots you, then you can get mad and try and do something about it. But if it's just a hit, yeah. Or if he's just playing defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Ronnie seems kind of like the way that you described him there made me think of Ben back when we used to play street hockey. Because Ben was he was a bigger kid. He's like an average size like adult, but like as a kid he was like almost that size. So like we're playing and I am small now.
So Mike was very small, and
I was real small.
Granted, I wasn't friends with them back then, but
you played a couple times.
Ben and I were above average big, I would say.
For that age, for sure, you guys were a little bit bigger. And I was below average.
Right, you were very small for a long time.
So Ben would be running around playing street hockey, and there was other people playing with us that were smaller than me. And like younger, and he's just like running around like full bore, like and it's and like he barely has control of his stick, and we're like, oh my God. Yeah, it was. I always got a little. There was a couple times playing street hockey where I was nervous Ben was gonna hurt somebody. But
I still think my favorite time. Sorry, Mike's dad.
No, go.
One of the better times that we played though was the time that your dad broke his ankle.
Yeah, my dad broke his ankle.
Yo!
What
That was
happened?
when my brother played.
What happened? It
You
was
guys had
yeah.
some-
It was you three Ashlines were there. Brian played. Yep.
Yep.
Because Brian did he trip him?
Yeah, it all had to do with how Brian was playing him. I don't remember how it was. I'm sure your dad does, but
Yeah, I don't remember that. But
that
yeah,
was a long time ago.
yeah, that was a long freaking time ago. That was back before we moved to the bus garage. We played in the student lot.
All right, you'd launch him into the friggin' playground.
Yep. Dude, that was fun. There's like a few things that I really would like to try. Like, you know how we do the lake weekend? There's a few things that I would really like to try to do a weekend of, and it's street hockey. I'd love to try and get a group together and do like a street hockey day, and paintball. I'd love to get everybody together and play some freaking paintball because it's so fun. But
That'd be fun.
I agree.
yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future, maybe next summer, we can try and get something like that together.
And if you're interested, just for the sake of comedy, put your guesses on what the name of the paintball course is. Mike and I know it, obviously. Eric, I don't know if you remember.
I'll tell you after.
Put your guesses down in the comments.
Put your guesses down in the comments. What is our paintball arena called? I call it an arena. It's just like
then next week, Michael will reveal it for you.
Yeah, I'll reveal it at the beginning of the episode next week. So put your guesses. If you know it, Danielle, don't put it.
Aaron, don't put it.
Aaron, don't put it. You guys are gonna love
Eric, don't put it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
You're about to know it. I can't wait to tell you. Is that it, boys? You guys want to call it there?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, everybody listening, and everybody, you too. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Watch some hockey. That's about it. Peace out.
See ya.